Loktar Ogar. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, everyone's favorite orc warrior, and it's time for another orc mode workout. And I decided to mess with low bar again today. Even though it's a deload, I'm still deloading squats. This hand position didn't work for me because I was feeling it in my arm with this first warm-up, so I adjusted it quite a bit back and forth before I did the next one, and I just threw a belt on for my 315. And wow, what a difference. What a difference. One thing I just have to live with, I'm always going to have wrist bend. No matter what I do, I have really long arms. I have long forearms. And for me, I can't do this stuff. People say, well, just drape your hands over the top of the bar. If I pull myself into scapular retraction and I put my hands over the top of the bar, my entire hand clears the bar. In other words, there's no contact with the bar. It's on my wrist. And I mean below my palm. Like all the way down on my wrist. I can't physically do it. And if I try to, again, duck my elbows super, super low, I completely lose my scapular retraction. Like I have to pretty much do a lat spread. And yeah, I'm working on mobility and everything, so I just accept that. But you know what? In spite of kind of that extra wrist bend there, this one felt pretty good. It felt good. No pain in my bicep. Everything felt smooth and clean. Like that right there, if I can replicate that with my heavier sets, we'll be good to go. So, what's going on with it? Well, I had a phase of switching to high bar, and I still did 475 most days at a peak with the high bar. And then I went beltless, and I built up to where I did 440 most days, beltless high bar. But it's just beating my thighs up. And I feel like they've gained a nice little phase of extra work for a more quad dominant squat, but I need to be moving the most weight possible. I need to get as strong as possible here. And so for me, that means if possible, I need to go back and rotate the low bar in. I feel like some of my muscle imbalances have been correcting. I feel like I have been working on all my mobility. I've been doing shoulder dislocates with bands every single day for over a month now, 7 days a week. I hang from my chin up bar. I do all this stuff trying to work on my shoulder mobility, and I'm just going to have to learn to keep those elbows down, whatever it takes, which I think I did on that, and it's going to be fine. And if it's not, then I'll go back to high bar. But I really need to get my squat up. I am genetically good at the squat. It really should be my strongest lift, and it's not right now. And again, I need to correct that, and that's going to be about just basically coming back and mastering my low bar again. Benching's still going good. I will admit, though, hitting these newer weights, fourth day in a row, it's starting to get heavy. Not the actual training max, though. The 332.5, this actually wasn't heavy. I was like, okay, well, this was challenging. Still RPE 9, maybe a hair higher. For those unfamiliar, that's rate of perceived exertion on a 1 to 10 scale. 9 means it basically all out max. I could probably do a second rep if I grind and push everything I have with a sloppy second rep, for those not familiar with it. So it's almost a 1 rep max. But, again, reasonably fast, pretty clean. The back off work today felt heavy. This 292.5, the third rep on every single set felt heavy. Every single set. So it's like that fatigue, I'm definitely feeling it now towards the back end of the week with the weights I'm working with. And I'm not saying they're like they're not sloppy grinders. Like none of these are obviously all 3 rep maxes. There's no, but what's up, buddy? I didn't even see you in the camera. Yeah, he's gonna hop back out. My little buddy right there. He's like, what you doing, daddy? On play. But yeah, the third rep felt heavy every single time. So again, that's fine. I mean, it's not like we don't want it to be heavy. It's not like we don't want challenging reps. But I'm just making notes of it. That I'm noticing that, these back off sets are heavier than they felt a couple weeks ago. 5 pounds lighter. Starting to add up. And, we'll see how this goes next week. We'll see how it goes. But, I've got to factor in that I'm going to be squatting heavier again coming up next week. I think I'm going to keep the deadlifts nice and light for now. because at least we know I can deadlift. We know as long as I get the grip down that I can easily pull 575 plus. Because I did it on a 6th day in a row on a non-deload week, and I had hit a max squat and a heavy deadlift 6 days in a row. Came in and pulled 575 fast. So I'm not worried about my deadlift. We know I'm good for probably 600. I need to build the hook grip, which I'm doing. Keep working the grip and the hook grip every single day, and just train the movement pattern. And I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. It's not going to beat my recovery up as much. It'll let me get away with a little bit of back off work on the squats so that we can start driving this squat up towards 500. You know, we need to be at 500 this year. It needs to happen. I've got less than 4 months left. All right, and we got 485 6 days in a row, low bar. So I've had time to rebuild a little bit of strength in my quads. I've had time to make it all happen. So, you know, it's time to, you know, shit or get off the pot, so to speak. I've got to start working my way up to it. The deadlifting, obviously, easy as normal. Although my 375 ramp up, my thumbs hurt a bit. I didn't quite set the hook perfectly. And man, does it make a difference. I'm definitely noticing that difference if I don't get that hook set in the way that I want it. It's like, oh my God. It hurt more than these 425s. But, you know, again, it's all about learning to set that hook. It's all about toughening up your thumbs. And like I said, it'll keep happening. I mean, I've pulled now 515 with a hook. But, you know, I'd like to get it up to 600 this year. I'd like to get the hook grip pull up to 600 this year. It'd be nice. I'm going to keep working at it. You know, the only way to achieve something, though, like that is to practice over and over and over and over until you get good. You know, and that's the thing people forget, man. Effective training is boring. You know, people ask me that, you know, do you get bored doing this? Guys, takes 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes a day for your actual work sets, not counting the time in between, obviously. You're only under the bar for 10 minutes. You're telling me that you get bored with 10 minutes a day? Like, do you want to get strong or not? Do you want to get big or not? You know? Come on, guys. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous question. Like, you need to be entertained the entire time you're lifting? You know, or are you trying to get cock diesel strong? Trying to get work mode strong. I'm trying to get strong. If that means I've got to do some boring stuff and I have to do a lot of the same exercises over and over and over for months on end, so be it. It's not like I'm doing tons of reps. Not like I'm having to sit there thinking about it all the time. You get in, you focus, and you do your lifts. All right, it's as simple as that. And then I did my pull-ups afterwards, which I think I need. With me going a little lighter on the deadlifts, I really need some extra back work. I've got to have it. I don't think I can afford not to. And I'm almost thinking I'm eventually going to have to mess with some hamstring stuff. Now, I don't want to buy a glute ham raise. I'm running out of space here. I'm like, you bought all those new guns. You can afford a glute ham raise. Yeah, but, you know, if I buy a glute ham raise, that's one less gun. And so I might have to mess with some Romanians or something if I have to bring up my hamstrings a little bit to make sure they're not lagging. But I think doing the low bar squats and the deadlifts every day will probably carry most of that. It'll cover it. Should be good. But I definitely need the extra back work. It's not a bad idea. Plus, it's good for my bicep growth, good for my rear delts. I think it just needs to be there for balance. It needs to be there for balance. But yeah. I was happy with the way the steed loaded squat looked today, though. I mean, all things considered, other than, yeah, I know the wrist position looks a little funky, but everyone has bend in their wrist almost. Very few people I ever see, even top lifters, can get their hand fully over the bar with a straight wrist. And I know I can't. So I'll live with it, because as long as it's not painful and I've got everything in a good position. And the main thing is that those elbows didn't jut up. I'm able to keep them in line with my torso, and I've got to just focus on doing that. I was kind of happy with that. Really happy with that, because that's what I need to see. I basically, at this point, I just need that bicep pain to not be there that I was getting from that old injury, because I still got a lot of scar tissue in there. I need that to not be excruciating, and I need to be able to get under it. I need to be able to recover from doing the heavy single, and I need to do the back off work. So the plan's the same there. Add the back off work, 1 set a day if I can handle it. and start moving forward. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.